Welcome back. I'm going to do a reaction to a number of pitches that I've gotten through my last video. I hosted a pitch competition for $1,000 to see who could give me the best 1-minute pitch. A lot of great entrants. We're going to take a look at them live together, and I'm going to give you my thoughts as an investor in terms of what I'm seeing, what I'm liking, and why I'm liking it. Let's dive in.
My name's Scott Paul, and I'm creating Uber for cremation, and we're calling it After. After.com, just go look at it. Instead of paying $3,000 to have a body cremated and all the hassle, we're just doing it like you would do DoorDash.
So first reaction, guy's very chill, sitting back, not necessarily a ton of energy, and it's useful to really try to connect with your audience. Certainly if you're pitching an investor, looking a little, maybe putting a shirt on wouldn't hurt, making eye contact, smiling, conveying a little bit of energy of why the particular idea is exciting. I think in thinking about this particular problem of cremation and DoorDash for cremation, my head's thinking like, is this a problem? Like, is this a big problem that we have today? Like, who do I know? Do I know anyone who's had this problem who may want a solution like this?
And it costs under $1,000. That's my pitch. There's going to be a lot of people dying in the next 50 years. Why not do it for cheap?
So interesting. Again, my head's thinking like team, and is this a problem? And do I think it has inertia? I'm not sure I fully got jazzed up about that one.
Hello, I'm Shane Murphy, and Boostly is a completely automated text marketing and feedback system for restaurants. We pull data from a restaurant's point of sale and online ordering systems and drive people back in through text marketing. Whenever someone redeems an offer through our system, we ask them to take 10 seconds and rate their experience in one click with an emoji. If it's good, we have them leave a 5-star review on Google. Otherwise, we collect feedback on the food and the service and pass that on to the store management to resolve any issues in real time. We track the ROI of every text and continually optimize what they're sending, have a ton of automation built in to make it easy to implement. And we charge 5 cents per SMS and 7.5 cents for an MMS message. We're doing $37K a month and growing at roughly 10% month over month. Thanks.
So a couple really good things. One, I heard kind of the product direction, and he got into a little bit of depth in terms of what the product is doing for restaurants. I know it's in the restaurant space. At the end, he really hooked me with some impressive traction. So I kind of took away 37K month over month and growing rapidly at 10% weekly, which is pretty impressive growth for a startup. There were some specifics in terms of how he was working with Google and some of the mechanics. I actually probably would have preferred that he go into why he's a great CEO or why this particular product is something that he would be particularly knowledgeable or passionate about. But I got some good knowledge about the product in general, so that was nice. Overall, pretty good pitch that I would definitely be interested if I was in the restaurant space to know a little bit more about what's going on there.
I'm out here in Idaho on farmland, and my idea is all about helping.
So right away, like, grabs your attention, right? He's right there in the farmland, making good eye contact. I'm like, ooh, what's he going to talk about?
The asymmetry in breeding for cattle. Right now, to get semen to fertilize and make new cows, there's no way to do it. There's high commissions. You got to drive somewhere. So semen swap is a real idea that my cowboy friend told me about while I was on vacation here. And he wants to do farm tech, ag tech. He wants to create a marketplace for seed, essentially, of livestock. But semen swap's probably going to have bad Google results when people put it in. So help us figure out the right name. That's my idea.
So fertilization for cows, definitely a novel idea. It definitely got my attention. I like that he's not necessarily asking for investment, but he's asking for advice, which is a good thing. I encourage entrepreneurs to try to engage with the people that they're talking to get that validation, to get some consensus and movement. Definitely a little bit out there idea. but I love the effort. I love the eye contact and talking through it. I think highlighting what is the real problem and how big is this problem? Like, is this a real problem in a market that could really grow substantially? I think that'd be one of the good things I'd want to know to dive in deeper there.
Well, I hate to be the guy who follows the infamous Scott Paul, especially when he pitches Seam and Swap. I'll give it a go. Hi, everyone. I'm Sean Stallings, and I started Amplify, the Airbnb of influencer marketing. Most e-commerce brands, when they're looking to work with influencers, will simply open up Instagram and start searching and cold messaging. Additionally, the tools that exist are expensive subscription services that either A, have an agency managed by them and then they just match you with an influencer in their pool, or B, they're just a database of scraped influencer information that you still have to cold message the influencers. Really what I wanted was something more simple. I wanted to be able to set the key filters, see which influencers matched, and then book them right then and there like you would a rental on Airbnb. Thus, Amplify was born, the Airbnb of influencer marketing. We started about 2 months ago and have since grown to about 80 users, 50 influencer listings, and a few transactions. Anyway, thanks for listening and thanks for putting this together, Greg and Josh.
So interesting pitch. Again, kind of, I got the sense of what the product problem is. I don't necessarily consider myself an influencer, but I have gotten a couple of sponsors reaching out, and it is a very manual process. So it's definitely something I resonated with in terms of the problem. I think he talked through a little bit of the solution. Definitely could have added a little more energy. I like that he did inject a little context and humor on the previous pitch. So it's a good, like, he's paying attention, he's listening, he's knowing where my head's at in terms of transition, which is great when you're having a real conversation with people. You're really trying to connect and create that bond. So I thought the product was interesting. It sounds like he's made some traction in the first couple of months, which is great for a very early stage company, and obviously got some revenue and transactions. So definitely showing some value there. So a good initial sign that you're generating value. And that's really what startups are about. It's iterating, generating value, learning from your customers, and then going on to the next one. So good pitch.
The social media industry is under fire. And as an early adopter, a tech expert, and a mom, I'm here to say that it's about time. Cyberbullying-related suicide is the second leading cause of death in kids as young as 10.
So I just want to pause right there, because people who are pitching investors should really take contextual clues in terms of what the medium or format is. So this is obviously a video pitch, and I think there's an opportunity to create connection with investors by having a face-to-face conversation. And again, sometimes entrepreneurs will jump into slides, and there's a lot of comfort in slides, but oftentimes as an investor, I want to know who you are and why you. And so this particular topic of social media and suicides, it's probably a super emotional topic for the founder. And I think there's an opportunity for them to really create a stronger connection by being face-to-face. Again, we'll keep going with the slides.
My youngest turns 11 next year. And with 88% of his peers already using social media every day, this is tragic math. Experts are alarmed. Parents are desperate to fix these problems, and with the mounting impacts of social isolation as the pandemic rages on, our kids just need a place to reconnect. At Social XP, we've solved this by creating a space for kids online, just like the spaces we build up for them offline. And unlike the other networks, we didn't reduce the features, we reduced the harm. And we replaced it with real-world boundaries, awesome content, and a social experience reward system that works. With ethically responsible tech, we have a mind-blowing expected adoption rate and incredible revenue potential with no comparable competition.
So a couple good things. I mean, I do get a sense of the high level business, a little bit about the problem. And I think you could have been more direct in terms of, here's some of the things that really don't work in other platforms like Instagram or Facebook or what have you. I think the thing that was missing for me is what is the progress to date? Like building a social platform of any form takes a lot of time and effort and attention. And kind of as an investor, I'm asking kind of what progress has been made. And it wasn't entirely clear if there are existing users, if the screenshot that I was seeing was a real application with a lot of people using it, or if it was a mock-up. And so there's probably additional information. I think just highlighting a little bit of that traction, like, hey, we're in one school, or we're used across 100 or 1,000 families, and this is some of the reaction. Again, some of those things don't require you to build the product. You can build lots of initial MVPs and prototypes to show that there's interest in a particular problem or solution. And so that's definitely one of the things that I would highlight on this one, just showing a little bit of the traction and trajectory. And again, one of the previous pictures talked about like the week over week scale, just showing that there's a little bit of progress and movement.
How many of you have ever hiked a mountain and spent 4 hours burning 5,000 calories, going 12 miles, and when you get to the top, you would kill for a nice, juicy, warm burger, or a chocolate shake, or an ice-cold Diet Dr. Pepper? But your favorite burger joint is miles away, and that convenience store you saw on the way up is well behind you. With recent improvements in drone tech, it's now possible to quickly and easily deliver from burger joint to mountain point. Just order on the way up and we'll deliver wherever you'd like. Just think about the use cases. Hiking, boating, biking, skiing, walking, running, swimming, rafting, bird watching, rock climbing, fishing, hunting, and of course, hair fluencing. Think about the possibilities. It's all there.
So of course, I would love a burger delivered by a drone. I think that would be a lot of fun and a good idea. And I think the key feedback for entrepreneurs is, yes, the idea is important, but investors want to know what progress and traction you've made. And so just talking a little bit about hey, wouldn't it be amazing if a burger was able to be delivered to you? Well, we're making it possible. And this is what we've done to start prototyping and start building the concept, or start partnering with brands or companies to show that this is possible. Again, some of the things that require technical know-how or capital to make progress, sometimes entrepreneurs feel that can be a limiting factor to making progress on a particular startup. But there are so many other things to show that you are serious about your idea and making progress and traction toward it. So I like the eye contact. I like the energy. I like the imagine if. I would have loved to see a little bit of here's what we're actually doing about it.
Hello! Did you know that 1 of 3 people need physical rehabilitation?
So
that means it is not a matter of if, but when you'll need that too. But don't worry, we are here for you.
Who are you again?
We are Exigo, and we strive to replace the traditional way of doing physical rehabilitation with interactive games that motivate and guide patients using AI motion tracking technology.
What's your deal?
So our solution is a software app that can be used on any camera-equipped device that everybody already has on their desk or in their pocket.
So I love the energy and the eye contact. I love the fact that they're incorporating their team. It's showing me that it's not just an entrepreneur solely, but there's an entire team thinking about this problem and this product. They injected a little bit of humor into the video so far. And so they're definitely getting me to pay attention in terms of what they're doing. And they're talking about physical rehabilitation and how they're different. So they're giving me a little bit of differentiation. Again, looking at the last 20, 30 seconds as we're going to start here, I'm looking at kind of what progress have they made to date, and what's the trajectory, kind of where do they need the help? So let's see what they say.
Why would I be interested?
Well, if you're a patient, you'll have a gamified experience and a better understanding of your rehabilitation journey. And if you're a physical therapist, you'll save time and do a more efficient job by using Exigo to manage and visualize your patient's session data. Only together, we can create an easier road to recovery for patients worldwide. Thank you.
So great finish. I really do like the way they wrapped it up together. They showed me the team. I really have a sense of what product and what the problem is. So I really like that team. They seem to be the crowd favorite. They got the most votes, and I like them as well. They injected a lot of energy and passion into their pitch, injected a little bit of humor. As an investor, I do want to know what some of the progress, some of the traction, some of the customer reactions and things like that. That's the only thing that was really missing for me that would have certainly sealed the deal, so to speak. I did like the other pitch.
Hello, I'm Shane Murphy, and
I did like the
Boostly
other
is
pitch
a
by
completely
Shane
automated
Murphy.
tech.
that he talked a little bit about his traction. I do think I got more of the energy, enthusiasm, and team spirit from Anna Marie. So I'm excited to award her the $1,000 for the pitch competition. Thank you everyone who participated. I know there were some of you who participated and decided to delete your pitch. Don't be shy. Pitching is really about putting yourself out there, being vulnerable, and getting that feedback. And even if you don't get the investment, get the feedback from investors. Make sure that they tell you, if they can, what they liked and what they didn't like about the pitch. That'll help you as an entrepreneur grow, mature, and get further along with your startup. So a couple pieces of feedback: definitely make eye contact, project energy in your video if you are doing a video. If you are having that human connection, make sure you utilize that to really connect and bond with your audience. Video is one of those things where you're really creating a trusting environment and a trusting connection when you're eye to eye, face to face with another individual. So use it to your advantage. Lastly, show all the elements of your business without going too deep. Again, your goal in a 1-minute pitch isn't necessarily to convey everything about your business. It's to create curiosity about where your business is going to go next and to create that secondary conversation. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Greg Raiz. I talk about entrepreneurship, technology, design. I'll catch you on the next one.